this team can get it together, Daniel, in the weeks ahead and play Giants football that's winning football?
I do. I'm so, I think I'm confident in our group. I'm confident in what we have, what we're doing, and we just got to put it together, and we got the guys to do it.
Big Dash knows what?
It is week 9. Not the halfway mark of the season. And who would have thought the New York Giants would be where they are right now? 2-6. The New York Giants are 2-6 heading into week 9. A lot of people might have claimed that they saw something like this happening. I don't believe that to be true. Even if you believe that the New York Giants were not who, you thought they were, you still probably didn't see this 2-6 start for the New York Giants. Like, that's a little bit of a hard pill to swallow. It is our reality. And again, halfway through the season, who would have thought? Who would have thought that? Now, week 9 again, we have a couple of weeks before the bye week. We have a couple of people coming back from injury. One important person would be Daniel Jones, depending on how you feel about Daniel Jones. This is a very important return. Also, possible returns for both tackles, both Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal. And when you think about things, there's two things that can happen. Things can go absolutely right or continue to go down. So without further ado, hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Today's video is a preview of week 9, the New York Giants versus the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas. I know a lot of people that are going to this game. And I'm pretty sure when they booked their booked their flights and got their tickets for this game, they didn't expect it to be what it is now. Raiders still do sell out stadiums. The Raiders fan base does travel well. I used to live in Las Vegas. There are already a lot of Raiders fans there, so the crowd should be pretty much pumped for this game. Now, outside of that and the players on the field, let's talk about what happened with the Raiders. They cleared house. They fired coaches. They fired GMs. They are pretty much letting everybody know that we're going to pack it up for 2023. And we're going to start focusing on the future. Let's get a head start on this head coaching race, and let's see what's going to happen. Now, I will say this, shout out to Antonio Pierce. He will be the interim head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. It makes me a little bit nervous. I don't know why. I feel like the Giants should easily beat the Raiders, but I don't know what type of pulse he has on the team. Antonio Pierce is one of those type of infectious type of personalities who can get people and inspire people around him to do better. So we'll see what happens if the Raiders end up playing well this week. Let's just hope that doesn't happen at least for the New York Giants fans, or depending on where you stand right now. If you just ready to pack the season in and head into the draft and try to pick up the best quarterback available, you probably just don't even care. For me, I can see both sides. I, admittedly so, have started looking at some of those mock draft simulators and did a couple of things, but I will always root for the New York Giants to win. I don't care about 2024 right now, but I see why people care about 2024 right now. But let's talk about this game a little bit. So we have the return of Daniel Jones, and we have the possible return of Andrew Thomas and also Evan Neal. Now, I'm more excited about Andrew Thomas than I am Evan Neal, rightfully so. And hopefully it's still not set in stone if Andrew Thomas is coming back, but I assume if Daniel Jones is back in the lineup, Andrew Thomas is back in the lineup. But also that might not be true because we have no choice but to put Daniel Jones back in the lineup. Now, the rumors were that he was cleared. He was cleared last week before the game to, clear for contact, which means theoretically he could have been able to play last week. But when Friday came along, he was ruled out. There's no way that you could change that status on a player. Could they have done what they did with Andrew Thomas and just listed him as doubtful? Absolutely. But here's the thing. If you list somebody as doubtful with a chance to play, and then that news comes out that he was cleared to play after the fact, you probably got a whole nother news story altogether. Like, if that's your starting quarterback that you paid this money to, why isn't he starting over the backup? So I think they try to avoid, certain situations, certain headlines, certain stories. They just went ahead and ruled him out early when he had the possibility of playing. But now that was last week. We can go ahead and scrub that away, as hard as that may be. We have to move on to week 9. We have to move on to the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this is a game that I think is absolutely winnable, no matter who the quarterback is for the New York Giants. And that's mainly because of how well the defense is playing. Now, even though we did lose a big piece of this defense in Leonard Williams, I still think that we have enough momentum and enough pieces and a good enough rotation of guys to keep this defense on track and on pace to do some fantastic things, especially against a Las Vegas Raiders team, which they just benched Jimmy Garoppolo as well, and they are starting their rookie Aiden O'Connell. I believe he was out of Purdue. He has played a little bit this season, had a couple of snaps, but Wink Martindale is Wink Martindale. You have a rookie quarterback, not even a high drafted pick. Can Wink do Wink things and spook this quarterback into making some mistakes? And I think absolutely he can do those things. This is one of those type of games where if the New York Giants can get 14, 17, 20 points, this should be an easy win for the New York Giants. But again, any given Sunday, and with the vibe of Antonio Pierce, he might have a good hold on the pulse of this Raiders team, and they might want to perform for him. They might just want to do those things for Antonio Pierce. But I'm saying no matter what, the New York Giants should be able to win this game. Another factor to that Las Vegas Raiders team is their defensive coordinator is very, very familiar with a lot of these guys on our offense. He is very familiar with what Daniel Jones can and can't do. Patrick Graham is out there still, the DC with the Raiders. He was able to hold on to his job. To think that he doesn't know much about this team would be foolish. To think he won't have a nice game plan for Daniel Jones would be foolish. He got to see this guy up close and personal his first couple of years here. He got to see that. And I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good game plan that he's going to try to cook up for the New York Giants. Now, here's the thing. Everybody has a plan till you get punched in the mouth, right? Famous words from Mike Tyson. And to me, again, that shouldn't mean anything. You get Daniel Jones back. If you paid this man to be your franchise quarterback, if you believe this man is a franchise quarterback, he just needs to get this job done against the Raiders. He got to sit for 3 weeks. Obviously, last week was, it was what it was as far as offensive performance. He got to see Saquon Barkley, though. But the 2 weeks prior to that, he got to see Tyrod Taylor make some plays, pushing the ball downfield. Not a lot, but enough to know that this offense can make these plays down the field. What will he do with that knowledge? What will Daniel Jones do with that knowledge? And what will he need to do to try to win back some of the fans that are starting to stray away? And maybe not saying stray away from him, but stray away from the season. Again, it's hard when you're 2-6. It is very, very hard to get up the excitement to root, not even a root, to get that excitement for the season. Okay, a lot of people are just going through the motions now. I see a lot of people even in the comments saying, if you're a Giants fan, you're rooting for losses. You want to have the best draft pick possible. And again, I say I do understand that. But that is not in my nature to root for losses. I can't do that. Every Sunday I'm going to root for a victory. Now, the New York Giants might lose games even if you're not rooting for losses. So in that, in the spirit of that, just go ahead and root for your team, man. Root for the best. But as far as Daniel Jones go, I expect to see something this week against the Raiders. Do I think it's going to mean anything? No, because it's the Raiders. Now, the week after this, and I hate to look ahead because I got caught doing that before, but when you look at next week, you got the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if you want to try to win over people, go ahead and beat the Cowboys. Go ahead and have a good performance against the Cowboys, who have owned us for a long time. That's what you do. Go ahead and beat the Dallas Cowboys, and then you got something to talk about. Then you got a leg to stand on. You know what I mean? Then you got chances still of possibly, sneaking in a wild card spot, because people are still talking those type of things. Me, I think it's a little bit far-fetched. If that was to happen, fantastic. But right now, the way I'm feeling right now, I can't see it, because I don't know what this offense can do with Daniel Jones. This defense is a playoff defense, that's for sure. The last couple of weeks have proven that Wink Martindale has had, whatever he needed to do, get adjusted, figure out how the best way to move his pieces on the chessboard. Wink Martindale has done that. The New York Giants are looking like a playoff defense. Now, this offense, that is the biggest question, moving forward. And again, even if Daniel Jones has a fantastic game against the Raiders, he won't get credit for that, because it's the Raiders. It's all about that Dallas Cowboys game at the end of the day for a lot of people. Now, I will take the positive. I will take the positive of him having a good game, getting that positive momentum, coming off of the injury, coming off missing 3 straight weeks. I'll take whatever positive we can get. But he had a front row seat to what Jalen Hyatt can do, to what to how you can properly use Darren Waller, taking chances on Slayton, seeing how explosive Wan'Dale Robinson could be if he has the opportunity, if you can get him the ball. So I would hope, with him having a front row seat to that he would look at himself in those prior games and say, what I was doing wasn't working. I need to go ahead and let these playmakers make the plays. I need to trust these guys that if I throw it in their direction, that they're going to do something good and make me look good. So that's what I'm thinking this week against the Las Vegas Raiders. That's what I'm thinking this week for Daniel Jones. Defensively, yes, we lost Leonard Williams. I can't wait to see how Dexter Lawrence responds to that. These guys are paid professionals. I expect them to do their job, obviously. But Leonard Williams was an emotional guy, tone setter at times as well, but definitely a big piece and a big influence to what this defense was doing, and definitely stepped up when this defense started to step up as well and played a role in that. So shout out to Leonard Williams. Best of luck to him. I said it in the previous video as well. But I want to see how this defense responds. Okay. I saw the interview with Xavier McKinney talking about, going out there, having another great show and showing that this defense is all. I want to see that again. I want to see a dominant performance from this defense, because you can absolutely do that against the Raiders. So that's going to be my video. I'm going to wrap it up there. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.